we have. So she is skilled in higher education research, coaching, public speaking, and career management. And she will be helping us today because she has a strong management professional graduate in commerce, and she is holding a degree of postgraduate in labor and administration law, and she is a doctorate in management HR. So I think she's going to help us a lot with the content. And I am happy and pleased to introduce you all. And I think we can get started with all our support from Dr. Tripti Shelke. So let's all welcome her and we can get started with her. Over to you, Miss Doctor.
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, thank you for that warm welcome and credentials from the team. So, greetings to everyone, all the attendees, all the panel members, all the people, participants over here. Greetings to all for the day. And here I am Dr. Trupti to present the webinar on resilience at workplace. So this is the topic for the webinar. The agenda for the webinar starts with the following pointers. So first of all, we will be having a look at the changing face of stress at work with some amount of statistics, understanding how stress and resilience has a relation between each other. Then slowly we will get our focus shifted to what is resilience with some amount of practices which can be done by you individuals in order to get yourself to that position. Then we will be focusing more detailedly on the workplace guidelines for long-term success for every individual, including how to cope up with this in an instant way, immediately, with a conclusion and a question answer round carried forward. So before we start with the session with an introduction part, when we talk about the word stress, okay, it feels like, it is something which none of us wants it, but it's gifted with. So we have to we face many adversities, challenges in our life, and workplace is not an exception. Obviously, when we talk about workplace, we talk about the crucial tasks, we talk about the strict deadlines, urgent meetings which we are not ready for, important issues to be resolved, and unhappy customers to face. Now, this is not little. We have additionally our personal stress added to it and certain unforeseen events. Now, none of us definitely wants to fall in this situation. Okay, we feel that things should move on smoothly, things should be going on well, there should be no hurdles, no speed breakers, but we land up over here. And what is an outcome of this is we are into a negative and a positive phase. Now, what is this negative or positive, and what this diagram is trying to speak about? So basically, like for example, if you have, before joining the webinar, if you have just gone through a little bit of description, it was mentioned very clearly, like every one of us, wants to achieve a position. If you people have studied Maslow's theory, self-actualization phase, that is where we want to reach, okay? At least not over there. We want to reach at a phase of what as a phase of self-esteem. So if anyone does not know what this self-actualization or Maslow's theory is about, so it is a triangular theory with various pyramids, okay? So it starts with basic needs, then we come to our social needs, okay, satisfaction of social needs. Then we come to our security, and then we come to self-esteem, and this part is captured by self-actualization. Now, how I wanted to connect it over here. So every one of us start our journey, okay? Definitely, after overcoming certain challenges, certain hurdles, we want to get into a secure job, and then we want to earn, a self-esteem for ourselves. Now, while doing so, obviously, along with us, okay, including you and me in the same journey, we have our peer groups, we have our colleagues with us, and equal number of work is allotted, or we are seeing they have started the journey with us, but they are at a very respectable position today and we are struggling. Okay, immediately this thing comes to your mind. Okay, you start comparing yourself with others, or like for example, you try to start complaining. Okay, grievances are there, the same education, same amount of resources, same amount of output, but still see the difference. Okay, And then you have a very big question mark in front of you. Okay, you start like, how come, what exactly do they have, and what is lacking in you? And in that process, what you try to do is that you automatically make yourself burdenized with this negative thoughts. And it I mean to say, it goes on, it piles up. And you just keep on watching at your co-colleagues who are just growing, progressing, assuming that they have a master key with them and they are just, going ahead in life. Okay. This is all the visualization and imagination which we ourselves have created, which we have, we have drawn a picture of all this. But the reality is not like that. What do they have and what is lacking in any individual? That's what this journey is for. Okay. So I'm not telling you like, okay, I'm going to give you a shortcut key so that now you can stand with your co-colleagues and peer groups and you can show them. So there is no such shortcut which we are going to discuss about. We are just going to discuss about a systematic step or a process in which you can see yourself at this phase. Okay. And you can go ahead in your professional as well as your uh, journey towards life. And how, what, all those things, we are going to get an answer for this particular questions. So before we start with stress, okay, let's little bit have a short, quick glimpse at the percentage. So if I talk about, these are the reports which are reflecting from 2022 data. Okay, so where we are talking about stress, which is 33% of the people are feeling extremely stressed out. Well, if you go with the detailed reports, country-wise report, okay, there are people in certain countries, okay, where they have mentioned it very well in the detailed report, that people are not interested to go to work. Okay, people are not interested, to report to their specific offices, maybe to their bosses, their team leaders. They just want to avoid it. So that results into what? Absenteeism, turnover is attrition rate is increasing. Now, if you see globally, out of 143 countries where this research was conducted, 35% of them are stressed out. Now, stress level, anxiety level, depression is having a vast impact on productivity. So again, there is a loss, because there is a loss in productivity. And if you take an overall look, 77% of people are affected physically, whereas 73% of the people are affected mentally. Now, why I have, emphasized on this numbers? Okay, statistics, I just wanted to give you a glimpse that this is something which has to be taken a serious note about. Okay, and why I have emphasized these numbers of physical and mental health. See, in our I mean to say, overall, I'm talking about our overall journey, where we people I mean, every individual is very much open to talk about the physical health impact, negative impact. We just try to complain, we just try to, visited see a doctor, and we try to ensure that, we are open up so that we can get a proper amount of diagnosis and we can be free from this. Okay, now if I talk about mental health, which is somewhere close to physical health, and this is most, the cause of worry. The reason is that in and I'm not talking about any specific country, I'm talking about, universal example, wherein to speak about mental disturbance or to speak about mental health is not openly accepted. It's not openly welcome. It is not openly spoken about. The reason is that we have a fear factor. Like, for example, if I'm a patient, if I'm depressed, maybe because of my work pressure, or maybe if I'm not able to meet the deadlines, I don't want to express it to my co-colleagues or to my immediate boss or to my HR department. The reason that it may impact my job and they can, they can terminate me. So that is the fear which is stressing me more, that okay, I can't openly speak about it. But that is what we should be avoiding about. Mental health should be considered, equally the equal topic of discussion. The way we discuss our physical health, the way we do a research on our physical health, same way we have to give importance to mental health. Why? Again, we'll get a question for that in the coming slides. So if I talk about all this, okay, and if I, if I come to the next, I mean to say, if I come take you to the next part, is resilience. But now What exactly? As I told you in the first slide itself, let's first get connected, interconnected with the relationship, resilience and stress. Okay. And why I started my class as webinar, I mean to say, with this particular topic of interrelation. I'll give you a few examples. Okay. These examples I'll be discussing now, and the remaining part of the example I'll be taking ahead. Okay. Like, for example, when we talk about certain goals in our life. Now, every one of you have certain goal or a purpose to attend this webinar. Whatever goal you have in your life, okay, or whatever goal you have with in order to attend this webinar, it goal you have a goal. That goal is to be achieved. But the moment you try to achieve those goals, you get some setbacks, okay, some hurdles, something goes wrong. The moment something goes wrong, no, what happens, we start comparison. Okay, this is something like that. I knew this was not going to happen. I knew there would be some problem, and we just start with our, as I showed you, the piling up of our negative thoughts. Okay. One more example I'll share with you. What will happen afterwards, we'll come to it in detail. Take an example of, the strong breeze, okay, or wind, strong winds, which because of which the tree is not able to stand in a position, and it is just moving around with the strong breeze. But after some time, okay, maybe for a certain time, the strong breeze or winds will be, will be there, will show its existence or presence. And after some time, the things will be normal. The tree will be, back to its position. Take an example, like, for example, like, I'm suffering through some viral infection. The moment I start getting that viral infection, I'm just little bit, maybe first second day I've ignored it, but now it is, the level of infection is increasing. Maybe I'm not getting exact diagnosis of that infection. I have tried my level best to take second opinion, third opinion, fourth opinion. Till the time I'm not getting that exact diagnosis, I will have a question mark. What exactly I'm suffering from? Okay, what is this about? Suddenly, how I was fit and fine, and how my life has changed. I mean to say, this is all from where did I get this? All thoughts, that negative thought starts building up. Okay. Now, the third example I'll give you, let us take an example of Lucy. Okay, a very hardworking girl, and who is given a responsibility of handling a new project in an organization, and she wants to prove herself, and she starts working hard for this specific uh, project, and she has really dedicated herself, committed herself for the work, and she is ready with the presentation. The presentation is supposed to be presented to the board of directors. It is with certain project which is to be launched, and there are a lot of things which has to be studied in detail with statistics, graphs, and everything, and is to be presented to the board of directors. Lucy has really worked hard since last 3 months, 6 months, depending upon the time limit. The day of presentation arrives, she has to go and present in front of the board of directors, and she's well prepared for that. Okay. The moment she starts presenting, everything is going smooth, fine, well. And suddenly, unforeseen events, that is, a unexpected question comes from one of the board of directors. Now Lucy is not able to answer that question. Maybe she is not prepared, and she can't fake the things. Why? Because she has to be very honest with her facts and figures, and she has to listen. Why? Because whatever she was expecting, the presentation is not as per her expectations, and she is given a second opportunity to come with that presentation. Okay. Now what happens, like, for example, if I'm at Lucy's place, or maybe you are at Lucy's place, now how will we react? Okay, maybe first of all, we will it will be it will be basically, you will start, this place is not meant for you, your efforts are not recognized. You may go to an extreme step of thinking about resigning from the position, or giving a notice period, and then looking for a place where your efforts are efforts are given a recognition or a reward. So if you look at all these examples, okay, what is a common thing? I just told you the first part of the example, where I just showed you all the problematic areas. But if you look at them very carefully, or if you notice them very carefully, what was missing, in every part of the example was resilience, where you have to develop a capability in order to fight in the tough situations, or to give your best in the tough situations. Now, when I'm saying so, okay, what exactly it will come up with? It will come up with your strength, your confidence level, your motivation level, your self awareness to protect yourself, your efforts, commitment, change, that is change management, and agility. Now, all this is basically what is basically about resilience. Yes. Now we are getting certain questions, I have just reading it one by one. So when I'm talking about, when I'm talking about the topic, I'll just come to exact to that point when your questions will be answered. Okay. So when I'm talking about resilience, okay, what exactly we need to do? Now, this is what our webinar is basic is having the main intention. But let's little bit do a research on this word, okay? And let's go back and see exactly when this started, by whom it was started, and in what way it was started. So as you can see in the next slide, the slide which is presented in front of you, I've just given a heading of history of resilience. But let us understand where exactly this started. So there are various associated stories, not only from Central America, Tibet, Egypt, okay, Mexico. There are stories of this particular term, that is resilience, and everyone has their own way of dealing it. See, there is no time limit, there is no standard format. Okay, if you are stressed or if you want to go for a resilience, you have to do this. There is no fixed pattern, because every challenge or every obstacle is different in nature. So you do not know that, okay, your situation is exactly same with someone else, even if that is a question, but the behavior, the personality, the attitude is different. So you have to understand that what exactly is your situation and how you are, going to deal with it. You cannot compare yourself with someone else, and you cannot do exactly the same thing, because the output or the results may be different. So let's have a little look at this little small history of city of Tikal, located in Central America. Now, why I have taken this specific example, just to show you one small, uh, one small alertness can definitely help you to progress, to go ahead. And one small mistake can definitely spoil everything. Now, this city was famous for its prosperity and wealth. And, they were like the prosperity and wealth has attracted a lot of enemies also, but the city was fine, doing well, okay, well enough. Slowly, gradually, the population started increasing, demand for a lot of things started increasing, supply was falling short. In order to, increase the civilization, natural resources were reduced so that civilization can get enough space. And slowly, gradually, what happened was there was supposed to be maintained a balance. So civilization, population started growing, okay, demand started increasing, but there was no direct relation. It resulted into inverse relation, wherein the supply started decreasing, and there was no alertness, there was no solution for that. Only thing which was happening is what the city was just passing with every day, and suddenly one fine day they realized that their resources, okay, their valuable resources, their nourishment, their prosperity, their wealth was all back to zero, and the city was, at, attacked by the enemies, and nothing was left in their hand. So what exactly do you get, out of this story? First of all, when you any crisis comes, okay, you have to first focus on your essential skills. Now I'm relating it with with individual. Like for example, today we are talking about what we have just came across, so we have came across with pandemic situation, maybe recession slowly has started falling in. Now, every individual wants to, sustain. But for that sustainability, it is very important that we have to focus on our skills, essential skills, okay, which will help us to nourish, which will help us to flourish, and which will help us to go through hard times. Now, there will be definitely one question mark in front of everyone. How do we do that? Okay. Maybe some of you are already working, some of you have, some of you are students, some of you have maybe at your self-esteem period of your career, or you're very settled, but that doesn't mean that this is the end of the journey. I mean to say, you have to give a target for yourself that every year, okay, or every 6 months, it depends upon you how you can manage your professional life, and accordingly how you can update yourself. You have to keep on updating your skills, okay. How can you do that? Attending conferences, attending such webinars, where you can get, life status of what is happening. Okay, where exactly you need to focus, what is your interest area, where you can increase your skills and you can make yourself capable in, in surviving in hard times. So that now again here, like for example, webinars, okay, or you can see, you're talking about webinars, you're talking about conferences, you're talking about workshops, you're talking about seminar. Maybe every seminar is not meant for you, every webinar is not meant for you. So you need to first list out your important skills, okay, which can give you a sustainability, and you need to work on those skills. How, what way, that we are coming one by one with the going topic. Okay, now, so when we talk about all the skills, or when we talk about, when we talk about your essentials, you have to just keep one thing in mind. Now, what is that? We need to learn, we all need to learn that we are not here only to survive, but to flourish, to thrive in this environment. Resilience is all about, being able to overcome the unexpected, that is unforeseen events. Sustainability, yes, it is important for survival, but the important goal is to flourish. Now, why, I mean to say, how does, what exactly have you understood out of this? So when I say resilience, it is a combination. Okay, it combines two things. So it is, like, that you are in a stressed situation, so you should know that what exactly is the cause of your stress. At the same time, so stress plus your proactive nature which will help you to flourish, not only help you to sustain, but which will help you to flourish. Now, what exactly you do understand by this particular thing? So when I'm talking about this, what happens, like from since our school days, or high schools, or even at college levels or institute levels, you are told about failures. Okay, you are introduced to failures. Failures are not, something which we can ignore. Failures, you have to, like for example, if you're a sports student, okay, and your coach tells you that, okay, you have to take sportingly your failures. This is what has been told. Okay, if you're in academics and if you're not able to crack certain things, maybe a subject, a module, you have been told, okay, you have to try hard. So now what I'm trying to tell you is that failures is not, is something which is must in order to get, or require the results which you are expecting. So it means that when we introduced our students, okay, when we introduced our students to the failures, or at the corporate level also, at a professional level also, when we talk about failures, we have to equally talk about what taking them, okay, ahead, by promoting the results which are in our favor, which are positive results. And how do you do this? With the help of what? Learning from your mistakes. So you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. Like for example, if you remember, let us go back to three examples which we took an example of tree, we took an example of our infection level in our body, and we took an example of Lucy. Okay, so trees, yes, they need to know that which position they have to firmly stand, okay, so that they can save themselves and they can rebound, okay, or bounce back. When I'm talking about body infection, you know that, okay, now your diagnosis is done. So you need to know that, okay, what care you need to take, what diet you need to maintain, what exercise you need to do, what foods you need to, what food intake you should be careful about. And at the same time, what exactly you need to do in order to keep yourself healthy and build your immune system. If I'm talking about Lucy's example, yes, she needs to understand, okay, this is a point which she was not able to answer, she was not prepared about. Okay, so she has to learn from her mistakes, and she is given an opportunity. She has to prove herself, or she has to bounce back, with that opportunity. So when I'm talking about resilience, it is basically bouncing back. Now bouncing back means what? See, bouncing back is, it's a skill. Okay, it's an art which you should know very well. Like for example, do not be, do not try to create a environment where everyone is, sympathetic towards you. Don't do that. Okay, people will feel, like for example, I'll give you an example what I'm trying to speak about. Suppose, let's assume that you have came across a failure. Now, no doubt, you have, maybe you have introspected yourself very well. You have done your old SWOT analysis. Now you know very well what is SWOT analysis. So you have done an introspection with the help of SWOT analysis, and you have realized, okay, this is what you have to work on. So when you're working, when you're doing an introspection, at that time, maybe some people will try to show sympathetic behavior towards you. It's okay. Now, why I'm telling avoid that, because tomorrow when you're bouncing back, tomorrow when you're back on the track, those people will take the credit. They will not tell you it is one who has taken the efforts and brought yourself at this position. They will say that the person has helped you out. He was your mentor, or he was your coach, or he has assisted you in reaching at this point of time or this particular place. So it's better you have an empathetic behavior towards yourself. It means you're trying to understand yourself very well, you're trying to introspect yourself very well, and you are bouncing back. And that's what a resilience is for you. So when I'm talking about this bouncing back, so it is very, very important, that what type of bouncing back you do. Like, for example, some people, they work on their skills. Some people work on the knowledge. Some people work on their experience. Some people work on their technical skills. Now every one of us, like, for example, if I'm motivational speaker, okay, and today is my first lecture on motivation to maybe you students, okay, you are my participants. The moment the lecture started, I'm completely blank. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not prepared. Okay. Maybe I have lost the connectivity. I am a bit nervous. That anxiety level it's not allowing me to go ahead. Maybe I'm shivering. I'm not able to. Maybe I'm stammering. So this all are my failure points. So when I go back, okay, and when I analyze myself, when I do an analysis of my own behavior, I have to jot down the points. Okay. Now, when I'm trying to go for a second motivation speech, I need to make sure that, what was the first thing which I went wrong. Okay. Like, for example, instant question or an ice breaking session was important for me, so that I could know my audiences and I could ensure that, okay, I am at a comfortable level, which will help me to start my session, or which will help me to start, with something which is best for me. So just give a time for yourself, just be comfortable, and then you can. And slowly, gradually, you will take on with, what you are here for, what are you meant for. That is, talking with your going for a motivational tips, or talking with your content, giving your life experiences, or talking about some live examples. Now, when we speak about all this, okay, still, okay, what we are trying to learn out of it, or what we are trying to gain out of it. So when I'm talking about resilience, as I told, we have already understood it is to cope up with a difficult situation, or to make sure that you are, flourishing in difficult situation. So when I'm talking about this point is very, very important. It's not only about, okay, come on, you have done your level best and you have given your level best for, for bouncing back. It's a package about your genetic factors, a package about your personality, package about your knowledge, your environment, your situation, all together will work out for you in order to get back to this phase of resilience. So it is basically, how you adapt, okay, the situation, how you respond to the change management, what type of behavior you have in that specific environment, okay, how you adjust, and then you come out with a difficult situation. Now, anyone who is, a fresher, okay, like, for example, let us take an example that you are from hospitality industry, okay, and you have taken your certification from the best institute, maybe in the world, okay, or at the national level, and you are out for your journey of, corporate life. The moment you reach at your workplace, okay, maybe you are a trainee, or maybe this is your first job, okay, and what is expected now, you have learned a lot of things, um, or let us take an example, you have done a lot of, research, and you were into one zone. The moment you reach there, the real life, the empirical situation is something else, okay. Now, you know that there is a huge gap, okay, what's your expectation, okay, and what is the reality. There is a huge gap. Now, what is resilience in this case? It is bridging the gap. Okay. It means that whatever you expected, it is not that you're not going to get it. Yes, you need to have little bit of perseverance. You need to have patience. You need to give time for yourself. You need to adopt the culture. You need to understand the environment, your behavior, your attitude, and slowly start reducing this bridge. Okay. And one fine day, definitely, whatever situation you are into, you will come to your expectation level again. Now, if you come up with a question that what basically, I mean to say, if you're talking about what amount of time limit is required, or suppose if you are a student of hospitality, how much time I will take. So, as I said, there is no definition of time span, or there is no definition of your efforts. You need to understand what type of smart work you need to do in order to reach to your expectations or to reduce this gap. This is very, very important. Case to case, the situation will keep on changing. Case to case, it will keep on differing. The reason is why, what? Because which situation you are into, or what situation you are, no one knows. So you need to introspect yourself very well. You need to know what type of confidence level, commitment level, what type of connectivity you need to have, and then you have to come to this particular position. So it may take lesser time, or it may take, a bigger time. So it depends upon you what you need to do. So for that, it is very important that you need to know basically the 7 C's of resilience. Now, what is this? Basically, this is nothing but the practice for you to bounce back. So, like maybe you have a question, which exactly areas we need to work, okay, if we want to reach at this back, okay, or if we want to bounce back, what exactly we need to do, or like for example, what pointers we need to work. So like your confidence level, I said confidence level, not overconfidence, your commitment level, your connectivity, that is your connectivity is with the help of networking, at the same time connectivity with the help of yourself. Okay. Maybe in case if you have heard a word that is called as snowball. Okay, I'll come to this word when I'm talking about connection. Okay, this is a technical term, but you can use in your, you can use for your connection or networking. Conviction, cautious about, compassion about, and creativity. So now, what all this, how to work over this? Like for example, now, irrespective, your situation is different, your case is different, your time length, your span of time is different, but still every one of you, okay, every one of us in fact, has to have this basic prerequisites in order to bounce back. Okay, how, what, and all those things one by one, we will come to it. Okay, now let's start with the slowly, gradually, let's go one by one to every one of them. So we are talking about connectivity. Okay, now connection, as I said, first of all, no, self also, as I said, it is with self also, and it is with networking also. For networking, we can use the word as snowball also. Like for example, you need to connectivity, when connectivity comes or connection comes, no, either with your friends or your family members. Now why friends and families are a part of it? See, what happens, like when you are in stressful situation, you do not know what is right and what is wrong for you, what is ethical and what is unethical. Maybe, in on with a heavy stress level, you can end up into a wrong way of bouncing back. So it is very important that you have to vent out with your friends or family members, not telling every one of them, at least the people who you trust, okay, who will definitely not make, fun of your emotions, who will understand your perspective, and will try to come up with, a proper solution, or at least the suggestion and opinions. Okay, but that is very important, and you need to have a trust factor on that person. So you need to connect with that person. See, the problem with the generation nowadays, I'm not talking about the young generation, I'm talking about the overall. We do not, as I said, the first slide, if you remember statistics, 73% people are facing mental stress level. Okay, now these are these 73 people who do not want to open up. Okay, whatever it may be the issue of identity, self identity, it may be the issue of, not doing well in your respective jobs, career wise you're not progressing. It may be anything which you are, not able to come out of, and that is stressing you more. So it's basically, it's very important that you connect with your families and friends, and at least with whom you know that you will get an emotional support, speak to them. Okay, try to put your perspective in front of them. See, when everything looks, it's like, definitely you have a ray of hope. Okay, from where you will definitely get some amount of help, and that help you have to look for, that help you have to find out, without any judgment, but only encouragement. Means a person will not judge you for anything. I only encourage you that, okay, this is what you need to go for and this is what you need to avoid. Now, this is very, very important. And that's the reason. See, when I say, when I have repeated this 2 times, family or friends, okay, you need to understand who is that person, because the right person at the right time can definitely, change your situation and can make you feel better with the correct perspective. But if you are, you are with a wrong person, or you are with a wrong I mean to say situation, you are in a wrong situation with the right person, still the things will not work out. So it is very important for you to understand who that person will be or should be. Without this connection, resilience would be seem impossible to achieve. Now see, it is, because your mind is, you have stopped working. So you, even if you think something, no, there is no assurance that you will think something good, or you may think something which will help you to bounce back. So it is better that you have a good connectivity. But while connectivity, you should know that with whom you are connecting, because there are some people who will take an undue advantage of your situation. And yes, there are cases people have, people have went for some help, but the help, I mean to say, the one who was supposed to help out has taken an undue advantage of the situation and made the person suffer. Okay, that will stress you more. Okay, now when we talk about, I hope this connection is very clear. So it is not, see, I said that you should know that person. So it is not that any person, you should know very well the worth, the value, the skill set of that person, so that you can share your problems with. Next is with your conviction. So basically, you need to, that the belief that resilience can be achieved. So you need to have trust on yourself. Okay, you need to trust yourself. Your actions, your thought process, your attitude really works out. Okay, I was just reading out one just book just morning itself, and I just came across one proverb. I'll just one sayings. I'll just read out for you people, because it is related to your one of the C's. Your mind is everything. Now see, that's what, sorry, just a second. Okay, just a minute, my pen was okay. See, this is what, no, you call it as, what you call it as, your cognitive ability. Another word, this you have another term for this thought process. You call it as cognitive ability. So if you see the word in any of the book, it's one and the same, your thought process. So your mind is everything. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. So that's what, you need to have a strong conviction on yourself, that your actions, your thought process, and your attitude is definitely going to help you to bounce back. Okay, but with that same confidence level that you will do it. I can and I will. And if you go, I mean to say, if you make this yourself very sure about this, no one can stop you by in order to bounce back. But with this, you have to be a little bit cautious in the sense that in your everyday life, okay, you need to avoid unnecessary stressful situations. Now, this is something, we are not able to keep a balance with. Now, what do I mean by that? Like, for example, let us assume, okay, for you, this webinar is very important, okay, and maybe with certain uh, a sudden situation has, arise that you're not able to join the webinar, okay, and you are just, the thought process is going on, oh, I have missed it, now what, and you are not able to concentrate. Maybe like 15 minutes, first 15 minutes you have lost, maybe some technical glitch or something, and you're not able to connect. That 15 minutes, you have really created a stressful situation for your mind, that is your mental stress, for your body, and you have completely lost control on your body and mind. And you maybe now see the impact. You have joined the webinar, okay, after 15 minutes, after a lot of struggle, you have joined the webinar. Now you are so exhausted because in that 15 minutes you have completely dehydrated yourself. Okay, maybe now you have started with a sudden headache. You're not able to concentrate because that exertion was so much. It has really taken up all your positive energy, and just because, or due to some unnecessary stressful situation. And now you have some time, you have attended, you have joined the webinar, but what is happening in the webinar, you're not able to concentrate. The reason is your mind is exerted, you're exhausted, your body is not ready for that webinar, or your mind is not able to listen, and the output is zero. So that 15 unnecessary stress of 15 minutes has resulted into a productive waste of your 1 hour. And that's what, see, you have to be cautious about it. And in life, see, this is not, I'm not talking about a present situation. I'm not talking about present day. I'm talking about every day in your life. Certain situations, certain things are not in our hands. Even if you take so much of stress, or even if you keep on overthinking, it is going to happen as per this decided time limit, time span, or at that particular time frame or zone, and no one can stop it, or no one can do anything. Okay, you have to be, you have to sit quiet. Like for example, I'll tell you how to recognize these signs. You can even observe in, uh, if you are, don't stare at the people, but you can just understand this things when you're observing some people. Like let us take an example. You're at airport, okay, and there is an announcement of delay in flight with next 2 hours, okay, or 1 hour. Now people, just unnecessarily, oh, now it is so much delay, now what, how our next plan will work out, now what to do now, there is, you can't help it out. Maybe it is, it is going through some technical check, or maybe last minute something has, maybe climatic conditions, or maybe the staff is not, the crew is not in place, or it will take little bit of delay. But now that 2 hours, you have to wait for 2 hours, entire 2 hours, you are sitting, and your thought process is like, your mind is not under your control. And in that 2 hours, you have exhausted yourself so much with your mental capacity, with your physical capacity, and you have drained yourself, that not because of, your jet lag, but because of your stress, you are not able to concentrate for 1 week, next coming 1 week. And maybe that 1 week has a lot of important assignments coming up for you. So just see the impact. Okay. So right now, I mean to say this, just make a rule for yourself that anything comes in your life, okay, it's not only about your workplace or in your personal life also, just first decide how much importance do I need to give to this problem with the stress level. Okay, is in my hand? Do I need to work hard? Do I need to commit myself? If yes, do the commitment. Okay, if it is in not in my hand, I can't do anything because it is something which is very technical. Relax. Okay, nothing, your stress level is not going to get the things fixed in 1 second or 1 minute, and nothing is going to happen. So don't just just spend your productive energy on something which is unproductive. Okay, that at least you can do, that is in your hand. Then coming up is creativity. Now I will just, instead of going back, I will just link with the previous point, that is cautious. Now see, if you are productive, I mean sorry, if you are alert, you know that okay, this is not in my hand, I need to I need to just be calm. So what will happen, no, you automatically try to create a creative mind within yourself. Okay, and this creativity will help you to solve your problems in a best or better way. And maybe like for example, many of us, now see, this is very something, very humorous, but I will definitely like to share this with you. Many of us, okay, in order to maintain our lifestyle, in order to look good, in order to look younger, okay, cosmetic surgeons are making money out of it, and we are spending, okay, we are taking so much of stress over here, and we want to go to the surgeon, and we want to tell him to fix this dark circles, okay, the wrinkles, just, and come back, okay, with a heavy huge amount of bill, come back, and again we are into the stress level. Okay, again go to the next. I mean, this is of no use. Okay, keep yourself healthy, fit, fine, happy. You don't need a surgeon. Automatically your face, your body will start glowing. This is one of the advantage. So this advantage you can keep in mind, so that you can automatically come close to your creativity level. Okay, now when we talk about resilience, okay, It is something, yes, I have given you one tip for looking good. So you have to, I think that will really work out. Okay, not for resilience, at least for looking good, that tip can work out, but the work also will be done. So it's something, see, resilience doesn't come naturally. You have to take some efforts. Okay, it is not something, you are a gifted child, your intelligence level, your emotional level quotient is very high. It's not like that. Even a intelligent person can, stress himself and loses creativity. So you have to just wait for a perfect time. Okay, now when I'm saying wait for a perfect time, it doesn't mean that you don't have to do actions. Please remember, we have studied in one of the C's that your actions are very important. Okay, so yes, you have to keep on doing your work without stressing yourself and try to bring more and more creativity. Now, after creativity, the next C stands for compassion towards, now this is something which is very, very important. See what happens, don't take me wrong, because not every one of us, okay, or not everyone of everyone present in this webinar, but normally we do not have that sporting skills, in order to take everyone with us. Like for example, if I'm a leader, okay, now what type of leader I am an autocratic leader, democratic leader, I'm a transformational leader, transactional leader. That depends upon my, my level of contribution. But if I help my team to grow along with me, so like I'm a participative leader, along with me I'm helping my team to grow, okay, which will help them to create resilience. It means that, you are building you are building their confidence level. You are trying to bring creativity out of them. This will not only help you to grow, but also your team to grow. And this is one of the best leadership quality, which you should possess. So yes, it is, you have to be happy to help others. And we have seen, in this corporate, in today's world, we just want to reach at position one, and we are not ready to share anything. But knowledge, increases only after sharing. So don't have that mindset in the mind that, okay, if I keep it as, as a uh, I mean secret, I'm the one who's going to, do best. But it doesn't mean like that. Maybe your secret is going to help someone else, and directly, indirectly, it is going to benefit you. So be compassionate, okay? And yes, commitment. Now, this is very, very, very important. And why commitment? I have came up to this point of commitment, every one of us, are like, for example, today you are motivated. Okay, we have learned something about resilience, and now I am going to, follow this in my life, and I'm going to make sure that, okay, I'm going to bounce back. Maybe at present situation, you are in that situation where, you are not able to, let us take an example, you're not able to give back, or you're not able to get results of your efforts. So what you do is that, you automatically start losing interest. So like for example, these are the stories, model stories, which we have learned for motivation and encouragement. Okay, you are almost at the final level, but you give up. Okay, and the next door was, what you really were looking for, or you were waiting for that opportunity. But many of us, like for example, my resolution is, to looks, fresh, fit and fine, and I want to maintain myself health wise, physic wise. Okay, first day I go for gym, second day I go for gym, the first week is very active. Then, okay, today I can take a rest because 1 week I have worked in gym, so that today is forever. Okay, so that commitment is something which every one of us lack. Okay, like for example, see, now let us take an example. Today, suppose you have important day of your life, maybe you are going for a big, I mean, interview at a big organization. So everything, fit, you will wake up on time, you will definitely do your, routine work, you will get ready, you will definitely look two times in the mirror before you're stepping out, so that, your first impression is the last impression. Everything looks wise, dressing wise, everything fit and fine, everything perfect. But do you think we do this every day? Okay, we don't, because we feel that only certain times or certain things are important. But if you have this commitment, you will have that confidence level. Suppose if you're going for an interview, even at a one glance, you know that you're perfect because you're doing this every day. So it make it as a habit. Okay, one of the good book you can read, is Atomic Habits, a best book, and you can, really improve yourself very well. This will work out. It will help you to discipline yourself, and it will help you to bounce back also. Fine. Then, and last comes, the last C is your confidence level. See, when I say confidence level, no, that doesn't mean that you are confident just because, someone is telling you, okay, just have a big smile on your face and go, you will do it. I- Internally, you are shivering, you are not knowing what to speak. Just by saying the confidence level is not built up. Okay. You have to keep on doing the things. You have to keep on introspecting yourself. You have to ensure that, what type of outcomes you are looking for. Commit yourself, give a dedication to yourself. Automatically this confidence will fall in place. So these 7 C's will definitely help you to practice your resilience, that is, how to bounce back well. Is it clear now? Moving ahead is how to do this all. So resilience people, I mean to say, how you will understand whether this quality is, inculcated in you or not. Are you capable to bounce back? So for that, what you have to look for? So you have to look for opportunities and problems. Even in problems, like for example, if someone is telling you to, let us take an example. You are supposed to do a work which you are not willing. Okay, maybe you feel that it is too tough, but in that tough work, just try to find out an opportunity. Just understand what you are learning. Are you upgrading yourself? Okay, many a times, like for example, just recently I heard one case, a case. A student working in HR department, a student after his master, sorry, started working in HR department. Now, when we are talking, no, HR department, the student was placed in recruitment and selection. The profile was recruitment and selection. And the student, not, I mean to say, the student took experience for 5 to 6 months. And suddenly, the head of the HR department once called a meeting and told that now from recruitment and selection, you will be transferred to learning and development department, that is training and development department. The instant thing which came out of from the student, no, I don't want to go. The reason, why? Because you are into comfort zone. And that is one thing which you should never avoid. Means you should avoid it. Like for example, when you know that you are entering into a comfort zone, try to look for an opportunity somewhere else. Maybe it will be problematic at first. Okay, try to talk to your boss, get a new department, learn new skills. Okay, and ensure that you are out of the comfort zone. The moment you are into comfort zone, you will never bounce back. You will never go for creativity. You are very much comfortable, and suddenly you will have one shocking news that, the organization, they are downsizing. It's an maybe they are terminating certain employees, and you are one among them. You have no skills, there are no updates, you have not learned anything new. Now you tell me, how are you going to look an opportunity? So you should do this from day one. Never to enter into comfort zone. Look for opportunities even if it is a problematic area. Always have a positive attitude. I just told you, your mind is a superpower. Okay, just train your mind, feed your mind with, all the thoughts. See, it is tough, it's not easy. Okay, today, entire day you are, I can do it, I will do it, I can do it, I will do it. Next day, any problem, see, this is what, this happens, what is the use? And you are back to normal. Don't do that. Always have a positive attitude in everything. Fight the victim mentality. Now this is, this, what does it means? You Sometimes, we ourselves become a victim mentality for ourselves. Like for example, as I said, something comes, we immediately start thinking negative. We don't want to come out of our comfort zone. We don't want to do something creative. We don't want to do something new. We, resist to the change. So don't do that. Okay, try to, look for opportunity in every area. Find the power in every situation. Okay, make sure that something beneficial is there for you. Definitely you have to look for it. Overcome the difficulties and learn from mistakes. Now you may have a question that how to do this. Okay, like for example, how we will understand what is an opportunity, how we'll understand, how to gain that power, or how to overcome difficulties. So for this, the best thing is you have to keep on practicing yourself. Okay, now, when I say practicing yourself, if you are doing a project, if you're doing certain work, like for example, if you are a working class, you have your appraisals every year. Okay. In case in one fine year, financial year, your appraisal percentage is gone down or rating is gone down, introspect yourself. Why? instead of fighting for why the appraisal or percentage is done, it's better you find out the ways, introspect yourself, okay, find out your do a mind mapping of your entire financial year and find out where you went wrong. So this things has will come after a practice. No one will come and tell you, oh, this is an opportunity, come on, go for it. No one will tell you, okay, this is a difficulty, be careful. You have to be cautious, you have to be, you have to connect yourself with others, you have to be confident. So no one is going to do this for you. Please try to understand, no one will resilient for you. It is you who has to bounce back, okay, who has to look for an opportunity, who has to get power, who has to overcome the difficulties. I know it will be tough at initial phase because this is something different you're doing, something new you're doing for the first time, but slowly, gradually, you will be habitual to get these things done. Okay, now when I'm talking about yes, someone has used one word is, to recover power as well. Yes, you, because you are the only sole owner of your power. No one else. Do you think if I have that, if I'm having that power with the chair, do you think I'm going to give it to you? Definitely not. I will think that I have earned with my efforts. Why should I gift it to someone else? If you are capable, earn it for yourself. That's what it means. Okay, that's what the webinar means. Yes, then how exactly, how to create this? Now, when I'm talking about creating this, you have to look for yourself, okay? Pay attention to your health. Very, very, very important. Please do not ignore your health, okay? Love your job, but don't love your employer, okay? The reason is that you never know what is going to come in front of you. If you are faithful to your job, definitely at any point of time, you will sustain, you will flourish, you will survive. Okay, so pay attention to your health. Okay, practice relaxation techniques. The reason is that, in stressful situation, if you remember the second slide, I said some people are very positive even in problematic areas and some are negative. The reason is these people know they have relaxation technique, they have equal amount of stress, but they know how to relax themselves and bounce back. Practice reframing threats as challenges. Yes, see something positive even in negative. Mind your mindset very carefully, be cautious, get connected. Okay, talk to people. I'm not saying share your problems, I'm saying talk to people. You will know everyone's perspective, how people look towards life, or how people have their connectivity towards the situation. Practice self awareness, very, very, very important. Watch your stress level, okay, do not cross the limit. Otherwise, it physical mental, you will be just playing with these two things. Then yes, now this slide is basically just to show you the results, positive results. Now the training session was conducted for 6 months, okay, by one of the institute, and this institute had taken some amount of employees on which they have done a training of resilience. And after the training was for 6 months, okay, and after 6 months of span, what they saw is the increase and decrease. See, increasing fulfillment, connectivity, focus, clarity, awareness. Okay, see, empathy. If you remember this word I have used, it means you are having understanding. You are not doing any favor. You are dealing with people with an understanding level. Okay, good amount of sleep, which will make you, look fresh. A stress mastery, it means know how to tackle your stress. What got reduced? The confusion level, the behavior, withdrawal, where we try to immediately quit. Okay, a vulnerable behavior, anxiety level, symptoms. So this was basically, the good impact, of what impact of your resilience training. So yes, now every organization should definitely come out. See, many organizations are doing it, but they have to do it in a very concrete way so that, some percentage of employees will definitely improve with their power, with their resilience techniques. Okay. Now, coming up to the next part, that is, after doing this research, we will come to a conclusion part. Now, when we are talking about this conclusion part, now I want to share certain points. Okay. Now, see, no doubt your well-being is important, your skill set is important. Okay, you need to recognize your skill sets and make sure that you are updating yourself. Okay, because it will help you to bounce, it will help you to grow, it will help you to develop, it will help you to get back to your position. Apart from this, okay, simple basic things which you can do, very simple things, very basic things. Like, for example, you should know how to tackle or how to deal with your challenges. Now, when I say how to tackle or how to deal with your challenges, no, for this, you should find out your area of challenges. Okay. Now, like, if I say, okay, maybe like tomorrow you have to go and do a presentation. Now, for you, it is challenging. It means you do not have a confidence level. So, work on those skills first. Your confidence level, okay, your creativity level, your conviction level, that is your thought process, your actions, work on that. Next, be clear what you want. Okay, do not be in a dilemma. This. Okay, don't put yourself in a fix. Okay, don't create an ambiguity. Just make sure that you are basically having clear idea what exactly you are going to do. Okay, or what you want to do. Focus, be focused, have a goal. Okay, setbacks will be there, but you should know that you have to overcome that setbacks. Okay, then focus on your efforts. See, this I'm just telling, I will definitely recommend you read the book Atomic Habits. Okay, it will definitely tell you small things, no, which you feel that okay, you can't, or you give up after a certain point of time. You will never do that. Okay, it really makes it brings a lot of life examples which are helpful for us in order to bounce back. Then have a plan. Okay, because if you have a plan, no, this all will help you to replenish your energy, regenerate yourself. And remember, like, for example, if you're working, if I say that okay, now this webinar is for next 6 hours, the moment you hear that 6 hours, no, the interest level goes. Okay, but why don't you think something positive out of this, that okay, 6 hours, first of all, no one will take a webinar at a stretch for 6 hours. You'll get breaks. Okay, so that, look at the breaks, something which is interesting, and giving yourself a boost up. Okay, yes, we are going to get 10 minutes break, refreshing time, and we will be back. Okay, so focus. See, if you do not do it right now, the moment the time is out of your hand, and then regretting is the only option left. So it's better concentrate. Okay, then have a better version of yourself. See, no one, do not underestimate yourself. Okay, this is my personal experience, and yes, you know no doubt I have, I can say that I have bounced back. Okay, and that's the reason this topic I was very interested to, because in my masters and my graduation I have done a project on stress level. But that time resilience was not known, though it is a term which was actually started in the 19th century, start of the 19th century, by Dr. Norway. And he published his first results in 1932. So, just imagine, okay, such a term which was established, which was published, but still we are not aware of it. But yes, small things, some good insights, some good reading has brought a better version of myself, and that's what I'm in front of you. And yes, do have an attitude of growth. Okay, always see yourself positive, see yourself growing, progressing with your action, thoughts, and your best confidence level. And if you do this, no one can stop you back. Okay, no one can stop your bouncing back. They will definitely help you, to give back with a get set go and with a better version of yourself. And yes, now we can open up for our question answers round, because I have seen some questions. I have addressed those questions in my teaching, but exclusively, if you want me to focus, I am here to come up with your question answers round. Yes. I will get an accessibility to the, okay, fine. So I will take one by one. Ma'am, can I go ahead with the questions?
Yes.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. How can one avoid resilience at workplace, and what is the strategy to put in workplace? See, resilience at workplace, how can first of all, the question I think should be, how can you bring resilience at workplace, and in what strategy? Okay. You have to bounce back. No, sure, you have to welcome it. So basically, it depends upon what area or profile you're working with. Okay. Understand your profile. Like, for example, first, love your job. As I said, you have to love your job, commit yourself to the job, give your best. Okay, have have a research on yourself, that okay, like, for example, you are into sales team and you do not like, you do not like at all sales. But okay, if you immediately give up, It means, today you're losing one opportunity, tomorrow you may lose 10 opportunities. So just introspect yourself, give your best. Okay, give a time limit for yourself. Okay, in 1 year, okay, in this financial year, I will try my level best. Okay, you have to do a self study. Okay, see how, how the communication has to happen, how to ensure that the customer is engaged, how to ensure that the customer is converted to client. So you have to give the strategies in which you are benefited. Okay, so for that, your confidence level, your commitment level, your efforts should work out. I hope this is very clear. I'm coming to questions one by one. Can you explain the concept of stress and adaptation mean in context with resilience? Okay, so see, actually, the relation between stress and resilience is that the moment you become more and more, negative, you start losing your importance, creativity wise, your thought process wise. So it's, as I said, it is an inverse relationship. So if your stress level is increasing, your productivity level is going down. So now you have to decide, if you remember, I said be cautious. Only what things you have to stress yourself for, so that you can get a better yourself. So you are not supposed to take stress for everything. Some important things, yes, because if you are free, you can't give a deadline for yourself. Yes, now this is what I have to do, and this is what I have to come out with. So the question which was, basically the concept of stress is, negativity, and adaptation mean it's, just be cautious with your stress level, so that automatically your uh, flourishment happens. It means you are automatically growing up, your creativity level, confidence level increases, and you will come into your resilience zone. What is difference between mental stress and physical stress? A very good question, thank you. Mental stress is the stress where your brain is getting weaker and weaker. Physical stress is a stress where your body is getting weaker and weaker. Okay, like for example, see, many a times we say, no, I have headache, I have body ache. Okay, like for example, have joint pains. There is nothing less is there in you, in your body. You're fit and fine, but these are the signs your body is throwing out with the help of stress. Like for example, like let us take an example. Even I get those signs. Okay, like suddenly, my back starts paining. It's not because, I'm sitting continuously, or I'm working, or I'm doing some physical work. I have kept an introspection of my about me. The moment, I'm very much pressurized with my work, and I have hardly used my system for 1 or 2 hours, which is very nominal. But even after that, I start with my body, back pain especially. That is my stress level, that is my sign of stress coming out. So I should, no, I should get down. I should get up, first of all, stop working, go do a workout, come back, just be feel fresh and start working. It will increase my productivity level, and it will reduce my stress. Okay. uh Question answers round. All those who are having, doubts, please come to the question answer box instead of chat box, because I'm just referring the question answers round over here. Provided. Okay, there is a big message from one, so I will just come to it later. Okay, what are the best changes you advise someone to make in order to find a proper balance between work and life? So the best advice I will give you is time management with a best organization skills. Okay. So that you can have, prioritize your work, prioritize your important things, so that you get equal time for your personal life, and you have focusing on work. There is no regret. Oh, I left my work and I'm enjoying with my family, because you're doing nothing. You're even stressing out, and no family enjoyment or personal enjoyment. So time management is the best answer for this. Okay. Best advice from my end. A short video in between the session. Okay. Frederick, the short video gets, distracted with the main intention. So I didn't do that. In fact, I was having certain good links, which I will tell you at the end. Okay. My question here is, how does resilience help to grow in my workplace? So basically, what is your workplace? What exactly is your profile? I need to know a little bit about it. Okay. In case, okay, if you want a generic answer for this, you have to ensure that every week, I can't say every day you learn something new, but every week or at least once in a month, you develop new skills. So you can come into what a resilience state. Then how can we change the mindset of people? Yes. Now, this is a very good question. How can we change the mind of the toxic, mentality of the toxic resilience? Now, see,
Difficult one.
yeah, basically, no, this is every one of us experience that. Okay, it's not only about few of them. Now you decide how much importance you want to give to toxic mentality or how much importance you want to give to your creativity. If you want to give the entire importance to them, because that is actually one way to pull you back. Okay, see, this is something, this is something, impact of jealousy. But this is how, if you're growing ahead in your life, there definitely there will be people to pull you back. And they will attack you with what exactly is pulling you back. If they keep saying something that is making you, become nervous, or that is helping you to come out with, like for example, making you hyper. Okay, so they can easily observe your change in your behavior. So now you need to decide that how much importance you want to give them. If you want to, if they are happy to make you, to bring you in this situation, so it's better not let them happy, let them be on their own. You keep on, working on your own. And don't do, I mean to say, this not about it. Just once bounce back, they will get answer for all their questions. Okay, it means what type of toxic mentality they are into. Next is, I would like to know how I improve the resilience level of my coworker who are very low with respect to resilience. Okay, I have understood how to build resilience for myself, but how about others? Okay, so if you are a leader, okay, instead of taking Robert, this question was specifically from you. So if you are a leader, okay, first of all, create a connection with your team members. Okay, try to give that space to them, which through which they can open up to you. If they are not into the resilience, they are very low with your resilience, as you said, it means they are not able to connect with you, they are not able to open up with you. They may have a fear factor, or maybe your attitude or behavior towards them is not, bonding, creating a bond. Get connected. Okay, now for connecting, what you can do is that, once in a while, definitely do not go with one-on-one session. It can create, a different scenario at a start. It can put them into more stress. Okay, just have a small discussion in a day's time. If you are a leader, okay, just 5-10 minutes, go and have a healthy discussion about the work. Slowly, gradually increase your time limit. Try to spend and understand, them. And then you can come to know what is stopping them with this low level of resilience, which you automatically you can find for that. And then this bonding will help you to get even your team, into the resilience zone. Can managers contribute negatively to resilience in the workplace? In the cases, yes. Yeah, this again, favoritism, biasness. Okay, these are actually, these are the things basically done, to again to pull someone. People who are not having that capability are, are supported. And if you are one among them, you feel that you are much better. So don't wait for opportunity, create an opportunity and get your resilience along with you. So that is one thing. You cannot, please try to understand, you cannot change anyone's mentality or behavior or attitude. If you try to do that, you will lose your productive time. So work on yourself, bounce back. It will be an answer for all those, and definitely it will create a good scenario or impression for others. Okay, then next is, how do we overcome resilience? Individually, if you want to overcome resilience, you have to make sure that, you are doing a SWOT analysis for yourself. Threats, you have to change into, your strength or opportunity. Threats and challenges, you have to change into strength and opportunities and have a best, environment for you in which you're growing. How can you combine stress at work and stress at home? Just a second. Yes, without breaking down. In this case, I will say, if you want to break down, went out. Okay, there is no harm in that. So what happens? No, your mind, your heart is empty. You're not carrying some burden. Okay, because if you do not break down now, okay, you're carrying an extra burden and you will completely collapse. Don't do. If you feel like breaking down, venting out, do that. There is nothing wrong in it. There is nothing bad in it. In fact, you are taking out all the negative energy, either in whatever way. Even if you feel like crying, cry. Okay, but not in front of others, letting know your weaknesses. You have to be cautious about that. and remove all the negative elements, toxic elements, and refresh or re-energize your body with your goals, aims, and positivity. Okay. Then the next, what are the challenges in building resilience to workplace and benefits? Can you get challenges? There are many challenges. Okay. Understanding yourself, creating positive attitude always, all the time. Okay. Having a positive outlook. There are a lot of challenges. So what it is basically how you can, overcome is that you have to keep on practicing it. You have to ensure that you're practicing it, every day with small efforts. I'm not telling, okay, now tomorrow you have to whole day you have to see a resilience for yourself. No, it is not going to come out. A small efforts will definitely give you, the balance. How can teachers apply resilience, sorry, at workplace? Teachers actually, as I being one of the faculty member, we are with the best creative minds, that is our students. Okay. Always ensure you that you are giving certain challenging opportunities to your students. Potential, you're trying to extract the potential out of the students and making them realize that this will help you to have a confidence level in yourself. At the same time, your students are having that insight that yes, they have the potential competency, and you are the mediator for them. So yes, this is something which will help you to bring resilience in teaching, I mean to say in teaching field also. Okay, what are the some basic steps in competence building and how you maintain this competency? Basic steps in competency building is having a competitive edge, where make yourself so strong, people will think twice, just come to overcome you. So, like, for example, basic steps you're talking about. Like, for example, if you are, let us take an example, you're working in into administration department. Make sure that all your administrative skills are handled so perfectly, slowly, gradually, you will reach at a perfection level, not at the start. Okay. Basic steps. Now, I gave an example of administration. Like, for example, if you're a faculty member, okay, every day when you enter your class and before you leave your class, give one good insight to the student where the student also doesn't know about it. Okay, learning lesson. And it is an, make sure that you are doing this in your every class. This helps to build a confidence in yourself. Your competency increases. At the same time, students have a good amount of understanding or a bonding with you, and this will help them, even them, to become resilient. The way I took about example of a leader and his team members. How do we connect resilience to health? For that, doing exercise, okay, meditation if possible, having healthy diet, a nutritious diet, and making sure that you have a timetable, you have a disciplined timetable to be followed. Okay, early to bed, early to wake up, having a checklist in the morning hours itself, and make sure that you're prioritizing your work, but with a consistency. That is very, very important. Yes. How do I introduce the subject of resilience at the earliest stage of to the children? So build, discipline in your children. Okay, one by one. Like, for example, make them disciplined with their things like cleaning up their rooms. Okay, making sure that they know values, moral values, inculcating moral values, inculcating reading habit in them. This is the best way you can develop resilience in your kids, and that also at a young age. Okay, keeping away mobiles, or so keeping them away from the social sites. I'm not telling completely away. You need to have a timetable for that, schedule for that. Okay, lack of energy from inside, the mind is willing to go, the body is weak, so you have to work on your body. I mean, it means that you are not fit, fine, fresh, so you have to work on your body in order to get yourself into a fresh, energetic body. uh, See, how do I demotivate who are easily demotivated to build resilience? So in this case, no, you have to go with change management. First, try to introduce the change. Kurt Lewin theory. Okay, that is unfreezing them. Okay, bringing the change and making sure they are rephrasing. They are not going back to their state. So this you can do with the help of change management. How to handle the distractions from a colleague at workplace? I meant to focus on my target. In such case, no, you have to be upfront. You have to tell them that I have a deadline, I have a schedule, I have certain things. It is as I said, certain things you have to be upfront. You have to speak, and you have to ensure that things are done the way you want. Okay, if someone is distracting you, again, this people may be doing it with a purpose, so do not allow them to do that. Okay, situation where you find yourself in a job you don't like to, but you don't have to because you need money. How can I practice the resilience? Okay, so in such case, okay, make sure that every day something you do which makes you happy with that job which you're not liking it. Slowly, gradually, what will happen, no, you will like your job, and you will ensure that you are best in this process. Okay, it is, and you have to love your job. The moment you hate your job, you will never give something best output out of it. A productivity will not be there, which can bring you in danger because you said you are in need of money and you cannot afford to lose the job. Okay, how do I best deal with situation where you are experiencing lot of uncertainties at work? Very toxic environment. Okay, so in such case, okay, you have to keep on focusing on your skills, because if you say if it is a toxic environment, you want to come out of that toxic environment. Are you capable now to come out of that toxic environment? Yes, then you can definitely confidently go. But if not, then you have to give a timeline for yourself. Okay, this is my target, this is, I need to upgrade my skills. That is upskilling or reskilling. You must have come across this topic of upskilling and reskilling. And then this is a time that you come out of the toxic environment, and you have to, because gradually, slowly, and gradually this toxic environment can take a toll on your health, mentally as well as physically. Okay, despite your meeting targets, was punished for suspension because what can I do now? So first of all, you don't have to react. Okay, see, you have basic code of ethics to be followed at workplace. Even if whatever it is, you have a etiquette of speaking, you have a mannerism of speaking, irrespective whether it was not your mistake, but he's a boss. Okay, so in that case, what you can do is now you can make sure that you are tackling the things in the best possible way. You are making you are making sure that you are not crossing your boundaries. Your code of ethics is basically followed very well. I hope it is very clear. Okay, I see majority of the questions which are coming, it is basically how to practice. And if you remember, I have told you initially only that in order to get, like for example, in order to get back to your position, or to come out of toxic environment, or to come out of this trouble, okay, you have to make yourself capable, that you are doing something which is helping you to develop yourself day by day. Upskilling, reskilling, upgrading, all this are the options which you can do. Now, like for example, someone has written one question. Okay, situation. Okay, how can you make yourself, you are a victim of, okay, in order to make yourself aware that you are not a victim, okay, make sure that you are confident enough and cautious enough, okay, that no one is taking undue advantage of it, or no one is trying to make you a victim. That is what you can do. Endurance as a synonym to resilient, or is it different? No, no. See, in resilience, you have a lot of things to go ahead. Okay, if it is not a synonym, you can say that one is a subset of other, and the whole part is resilience, where you have a lot of things to do or get into things which you feel is best for you. Okay, then yes, how do I build my resilience in colleagues, managers who are not recognizing my efforts? Okay, in this case, no, see, when your efforts are not recognized, or if your efforts are not rewarded, you don't have to think about it, because that is stressing you more. And what is happening, you are not able to concentrate on your profile. So it's, you keep on doing your work. Okay, and ensure that you are getting a challenge for yourself. Do not think on anyone, sorry, do not depend on anyone else. You are creating a challenge for yourself, you are overcoming that challenge, and you are getting into the resilience zone very quickly. Is it clear? Is it fine with everyone? I think almost all questions. Any question is unanswered over here? Can you please, I'll just come to the chat box meanwhile. Uh, okay. Some chat box has certain questions. I'll just share certain questions and I'll just answer those questions. How to use resilience as a tool when you face conflict. Okay. So if you are into a conflicting situation, and how to, how to use this resilience technique depending upon your what situation you are into. Like for example, whether you can, have your techniques of getting yourself isolating from that conflict. Now what, why are the conflicts created? Are they created in order to make ensure that, you are you are getting affected, you're getting your mental stress is increasing, your physical stress is increasing. So it's better that you just introspect yourself, as I said earlier also, and you try to find out, is this conflict basically going to affect you, or is the conflict just created to distract you? And then you can, you can um, be away from this. Okay. Yes. How to use resilience techniques when someone is suffering from cancer. Now please, now see this in this particular situation, no, as I said you at this in one of the presentation slide, you cannot help. Okay. Now this is what is the reality in front of you. Okay, are you with proper medicines, where your medicines are going properly? Are you trying to, distract yourself with doing those activities which you are liking it? Like for example, any activity, anything which you didn't get the chance to do earlier, you're doing it now. So getting, distracted with what is not needed. Okay. Because see, if you keep on, why me, I mean to say, like for example, if you're suffering through something, if you keep on asking why me, why, what I did wrong, why this should come as a part of my destiny, there is no answer for this. Okay. Almighty is the one who has given, everything with certain intention. You have a willpower, stand strong, make sure that whatever whatever you want, whatever you can do your best. Rest all, just, keep on leave it in such a way that there is nothing you can do out of it. So make sure that you are having the best part of your life and you are enjoying that. Okay. Certain things, as I said, depression, patients out depression, or, like for example, worse diseases. Okay, if they keep on overthinking on this, no, then it is not going to help in any case. Okay. How can see enough rest? See, enough rest is not required. A dedicated amount of 6 hours of sleep, but a deep sleep which will help you to have a fresh mind next morning and make yourself, fresh enough. It's okay. You, if you're saying enough rest, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, it will make you more lethargic and your brain will, it will be into a freezing zone. Don't do that. Okay. Enough rest, it means a sufficient amount of sleep, a small amount of exercise. That's all is enough for you, to get into back into a normal phase. What is the relationship between wellness and resilience? Very good question. Relationship between wellness and resilience. Okay. If you are well, you are very close to resilience. Okay. And if you are I mean to say, if you are thinking that, no, I'm having this thing, I mean to say, anything. Okay, maybe for example, physic wise, you are excessive, your weight is excessive, you're very thin, you're short, you're dark, you this is going to give you nothing but, like for example, it is going to just depress you. I'll tell you one example out of this. I mean, this is something again, very funny, but, like for example, be away from social media. See, what you see the life of people on social media is not the reality. Okay. And we get, we get influenced by them so much, how they can have a crystal clear, clean skin, how they can be so fit and fine. Do you know what type of photoshopping is done? What type of cropping, what type of tools are used? So you should be happy the way you are. Remember one thing very well. If you do not value your body, okay, your intelligence, your confidence level, how do you expect others to do that? It's as simple as that. Okay. Whatever you have, okay, make sure that you are best into that without having any overconfidence, without having any ego, without having any attitudinal problem. Be down to earth, well willingly help others how much you can, and just have a best part of life. Okay. Do not always live in the moment. I believe in that. Okay, this will help you to get, regenerate yourself very well, and it will bring you close to resilience as much as possible. What role does praying play in resilience techniques? Praying is just for your for your mental satisfaction. Okay, if you're praying, a dedication of 1 minute, if you pray, that will help you to know help you to give a close I mean to say, it will help you to bring yourself closer. That much. In fact, 10 minutes every day should, everyone should spend 10 minutes for yourself. No music, nothing. Just sit calmly. Okay, just introspect yourself, and that is one of the best technique, again, to go for resilience. So
I
instead of,
agree.
yes, yeah, someone want to speak something? Yeah,
No, no,
ma'am.
I was saying, it's completely relatable.
Yes. So recommendations, introducing this as a course in the school curriculum will help. Yes, it will really help. What relationship between productivity and resilience? See, if you are not into resilience, it means you're not productive. Okay, you are with stress. If you are with stress, you will not definitely concentrate. As I told, no absenteeism, attrition, turnover, okay, no efficiency in your work will all be a result of what will all be a result of, low productivity. I have taken this point in one of my slide also. Yes. Ma'am, any questions are left unanswered? Okay. What do
No, I think we have already
Getting
covered
coping
most
up
of it.
skills? Yeah, I'm just two things are there. Yes. Thank you. One of recommendation for books. So that's what I was going to come at the end. Okay, I'll just take one question and then I'll tell that also. One was remaining. Uh, yes. Where do you draw line between resilience and coping skills? See, coping skills will never give you resilience because it is you are imitating someone, uh, and in fact, you will be immediately caught. Okay, whatever you are, be the way you are. Present yourself naturally the way you are. It will help you to come closer to resilience. Okay, without any plagiarism of copying the skills. And yes, what is the impact of belief in actions to be taken to improve our resilience? Actions, it means your actions should have a consistency. Okay, so that is your thought process. Your beliefs should be in such a way that you are more and more productive with implementation and execution rather than just putting it in your on your papers. Is it clear? Now there are some students who have, yes, I was talking about, any question? I hope I have not missed any question at the end, just for, making, if you are really very much interested to go for this topic in deep, in the resources, I have added the last link of best books. Okay. I've added the link, so that you can refer. There are best 20 books of resilience, which you can go. Okay. So this you can refer if you want to read, and understand resilience in detail. 40 seconds, someone is dying of suicide, how resilience will help. See, if you have taken up this topic of, suicide attempts or harming yourself, it means, you are not having a worth of your life. And I should not say that, but something you quit, and quitting is not an option. It's better you fight back. Maybe you will fall down 10 times, you have to wake up 10 times, but that is your resilience. And quitting is not a solution. Those people who undergo this activity have to just remember the family has a worst impact on because of this, the family is the one who will, get into worse stressful situations. Should never to do that. And yes, there are many such papers, articles which are written, which will help people to come out of their depression, anxiety, and, to come into the state of a proper human or well-being. Is it clear? Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank
So
you so much, Dr.
yeah,
Pradeep, for helping us.
thank you very much. And yes, before I could, a formal vote of thank comes, but really enjoyed the session. And I was one thing, I'll just request a suggestion to everyone, all the participants. The way the questions came up so productively, you can even do a small research for your understanding. Your research skills also will develop, and at the same time, you will learn a lot. Okay, and you will be proud of yourself that yes, you are, you are a researcher. And this topic is very interesting to do a research. So you can start with 30 samples reaching to 300, and it will be really appreciable. Okay. Yes, yeah, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt you. You can, yeah, take it ahead.
Thank you so much. I think all the attendees have got all a lot of experiences and the knowledge about the content, and it was really nice. I think all are boosted. I could see some of the messages popping up that I'm
Yes,
now
yeah.
rejuvenated, I'm boosted and supported, and that's really what exactly what we were
Yes.
looking for at the end of the session. So thank you so much for making it so productive
Thank
with
you.
your
It's my
presence.
pleasure. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
yeah, have a good day ahead, everyone. And thank you for being the great audience. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
thank you. So we had a very nice session with Dr. Tripti, and I think you all must have enjoyed it. So we have been doing all these webinars. Our company, like Uniethana, has done a lot of webinars for you all. So you all can watch actually these videos and get the most of it, even after watching the live session. So please, because some of us were just looking for some PPTs and guidance, so you can actually watch these videos and you can get benefit of it. So we keep on arranging these webinars for all of you. So let me give you a glimpse of what we are doing at Uni Athena. So we're trying to make the academics, and we are trying to make the education so convenient to you in a way that we actually can say that we are proudly providing you all affordable, flexible, and accessible services. Now, how do we do it? So we actually have learned, we have established this in 2019 only, and we have been a great journey of seeing and having our learners improving throughout. We have around 2 lakhs plus students, and we are happy to help students across 212 countries, and we have 400 plus courses where students are learning and improving and enhancing their skills. And we have been proudly saying that we have been in partner with many of the universities that you can see, like GMU, we have Cambridge, we have UCAM. So you can see that we have many trusted universities from which we are accrediting our courses, and we are helping the learners to get the certificates from these universities as well. Moving further, we will not be only restricting you with some particular courses. We have a variety of multi-type courses which you can look for, like we have masters, we have MBAs, we have micro credits, and we have doctorate courses as well. You can just check on our site and you will get a lot of knowledge about all the courses available to us. In addition to that, we have some short courses available for you so that you can learn and you can improve a lot. We have some basics, essential, mastering diploma, executive diploma, and MBA essentials for you all. And there are a lot of topics covered so that you can learn and improve. And let me tell you that it's free. Short courses are free. Yes, you heard me right. You're going to learn for free in those short courses. Now, here we are trying to help you to have some academics where you can do many courses of masters and MBA, where you will be having some flexible payment when you pay, and where you pay and then you do it. So you just pay for one module and then you go further and then you pay for the next one. So you can do that as well. Also, we have 100% online feasibility, so you will be able to have this. You don't have to go somewhere or do something, so you will be able to do the course on your own or doing it online. So it is going to be self-paced, like whatever is your pace. If you want to do it today because you are have a couple of good hours, then you can do it. And then maybe because we have working professionals, so it will be better we try to give you the self-paced opportunity so that you can learn and do all things at for your pace. And yes, obviously, as I already told, that many universities have accredited our courses, so you can see that there are certifications provided after those courses from the universities. You can just check on our site and check out with all the courses that which courses been accredited from which universities, and these are actually trusted courses. You can check out. And we have modular course delivery. That means every course is divided in some modules, and you'll be able to learn separately and specifically the topics. Additionally, we have personal tutor. Now, how do we say this? Why do I say this? Because you must be thinking that it's online, right? Nobody is going to resolve my query or nobody is going to help me out. But hold on, we are there to help you out. We will be helping you throughout with our personal tutors. They are going to be there with you with all the things and help you complete the course throughout. Now, when I say starting learning with UniSNA, when you do it, then you will be able to see all the lessons are beautifully designed in such a way that they are giving you a visual learning experience by having some video lessons. And you also get some essential readings which will help you to enhance your knowledge about the content. Additionally, there are some other resources because we don't think that limited things can be taught, right? We see that learners can actually have the sky of knowledge and explore whatever they want to do. So we have some additional resources for you in the courses also so that you can improve, you can increase your knowledge and nobody should be stopping you there. So we have that facility at UniSA now. When we do the courses, you can actually have some reference materials also where you can download the materials and you can go through it. And obviously, the content that is there, it is going to help you a lot in terms of professional and obviously personal life, like today's webinars, right? So I would request you all to have a look at the site and the courses and the relevant courses for you and just register. And if you think that you want to go for it, and yes, we have somebody to help you out. So we have two IDs mentioned here. The first one is admission at uniethna.com, and we have Fatima at uniethna.com, where you can actually ask your queries about admissions. You can talk about the procedure, how to take the admission and how to go further. And whatever all the queries you have related to admission, you can actually do it. We also have our physical appearance at UK. We have an had office in UK and we have an office in India also. The address is mentioned here, and we have Middle East office also. So I would request you all to ask your queries and this email ID is mentioned here and get it resolved. And please check out the websites for all the queries that you have for the courses. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. I think you must have a very nice time with us and see you all there in the next webinar.